want to pick and run it into WE in Game 1. Mr. Lyric, I'm going to take you into this one. Because WE have already made the run from 8th seed. Against Top Esports. Someone dabbed.
Someone
dabbed. Well, what a way to get into quarterfinals, huh? Okay. As I was saying before, for WE, already beating E-Star was a surprise. The 5th seed is down. Now they're up against 4th. They have to do the impossible again. People love watching WE, but for Top Esports, it's their first playoff series. Here with Jaculov, Knight, Karsa. The Divine 3 with 369, adding that 4th element in. Let's get into our quarterfinals as Top Esports Group is 5.
And I love this because we've already talked about how this team is at such good level 1 since Jaculov came in. We actually saw them abuse E-Star level 1 in both of their games. They do have this blitzcrank, so just stacking, maybe expecting a level 1 invade coming in from WE. Ooh, but pings are coming out. Maybe they're going to go for the late invade.
Waiting super patiently here.
You have a blitzcrank, right?
Yeah. Halo Blades Callista with Electrocute Echo. It means Missing is just going to die if he gets found out. Here they go. Missing in good position to spot this one out to disappear. Now he must. As they keep pushing forward. Blast Cone used as well. Missing on the great escape. I think he'll be fine, but the blue buff committed to, so Top Esports going to be starting this immediately.
Yeah, so it looks like Karsa is going to look to split the map. He does have the option of trying to 3-buff, but if he does just hold it to a split map scenario, will be very good for Jaculov and Yuyanja to get this strong early laning phase.
Does mean 369 on a bit of an island then at the start. You can see pings going down, Beishang going straight to blue.
Yeah, and we do see Karsa just staying in WE's jungle, so 369, you have to be very careful of trying to keep the lane in a neutral state, kind of in front of his tower, but not completely coming in, because you always have to be afraid of a dive against something like a Renekton.
I know just before we go back to jungle, we were looking towards Knight's rune set in this game, going for the sudden impact here lethality instead of like more of the ravenous hunter, the building of bloodlust as well. So the Echo, that's his main. He's played it many times in solo queue. Lyric, you're talking about his journey to rank 1 on it.
Yep, was very known for this champion a few years back. He's always kept it in his pool every year, showing he's able to pull it out. Echo, a champion that scales very well. Still one of these flanking assassins that wants to get into the backline of an enemy, but also has a pretty decent laning phase in the fact that you can wave clear pretty well with your Q.
All right, winning lane, winning game though for Top Esports. Again, remember that in mind, because Beishang towards this top side of the map is now finishing off Wolves. A ward drop down here by 369. Ward behind. Dive comes through. Level 3 acquired. Morgan looking for the chase here. Beishang gets tripled down. Flash burnt by 369. Zoned out to the inner turret.
Yeah, and this is actually what we expected to happen, right? We saw the way the split map went. We knew 369 would have to try to keep the wave in a neutral state. Against Renekton, pretty much impossible. Did the best he could. Still did get out of there. Did have to blow the flash, but at least he's not going to lose out on any XP or these minions, right?
Teleport burn, though, to get back on in. Now, no summoners available, so he does pick up the wave, but summonerless with Beishang still hovering around the top side, with Scuttlecrab now secured. But look towards the bottom side again. It is a trade-off for Karsa, who is level 4, getting the Scuttlecrab himself with a slight CS advantage.
Yeah, it makes sense he would be getting the bot side scuttle. We don't really expect to see a lot of action until Knight. Knight and Karsa do get their first backs off. Then we really want to see some heavy fighting around that mid 2v2. Tough thing is you have no hard CC to set anything up, but we always will have the blitzcrank in the bot side, and we can expect to see Knight trying to move over because Echo's an insanely strong diving champion.
Yeah, it really is. Gets that level 6, and he'll be there shortly as well. 1.5 levels to go.
Yeah, and just also very good in diving because, right, you don't have to rely on the enemy running away to set up your W. They're just stuck under their tower when you're collapsing from both sides.
All right, Track Jungler's been all about them here in the early game in Game 1. Now, if you're looking about expectations here in this series, remember that we talked about Top Esports winning lane, winning game. That involves faster play. For Beishang up in this top side, if he can get Morgan ahead on his favorite pick of Renekton, that'll be something. No summoners here for the cannon.
Well, and actually both sides have drafted very early game champions.
True. Sir, I think he's okay. Well, never mind. We're going to get Cole the Meek. Cripple, first blood. Don't listen to me. There's Beishang's window in the game.
Yeah, and great play coming out from Morgan. We know he's so good on this Renekton, and this actually isn't something we typically see from WE. They don't really give a lot of attention up towards the top side, instead usually opting to play around bot, but ever since level 1, that has been hard, and top are going to be able to pick up this dragon in response.
I mean, if we just look at WE's series versus E-Stars, right, it's again this draft in Game 1 where expectations were that WE would play this roaming mid that would influence the rest of the map. And here with a very normal draft, they start off very normally with their first blood. As Caster trades it for the Ocean Soul, while Jackie Love says, howdy, Joe Mung, like from you and Ja. He was feeling it, and Joe Mung has to burn his own.
And that's the decisiveness we love to see from a rookie player like Yuyanja. So great job. I feel this very immobile champion, going to be very easy for Karsa to try to find an avenue into the spot lane now.
And remember that if Karsa finds his bottom lane, then Jackie Love's going to steamroll ahead. He's already 20 CS up with a massive wave behind him. And Jomung and Missing getting zoned back, but Beisheng now shadowing. What can he do in this lane?
I don't expect him to be able to find much. You can look for some kind of flash play from Missing, but you don't know where Karsa is, so that would be extremely dangerous. So just making sure that top don't come and look for a dive. At
least Jomung picks up the rest of this wave, but still behind about 20, 15 CS at this point. Karsa, by the way, on the bottom side of the map here towards Krugs. Yuanja keeps throwing out hooks, looking for his prey.
And though we set up that Top's comp does win out in the individual lanes, WE's comp is also, you know, really heavy early game comp with Renekton going to fall off later, Syndra also more of an early mid-game champion, and Top will always be able to fall on being able to 1-3-1 and win through side lanes with champions like Echo and Kennen.
Very true. It's not often we see, I guess, strict 1-3-1 compositions in the LPL, hey.
But that's the cool thing about it, right? It's not necessarily a strict 1-3-1 comp when Kennen and Echo will be able to find these flanks. And if you delete Syndra and Aphelios, well, you just win.
Beisheng is getting a bit of a tussle here with 369 though, meanwhile, while Morgan's pushing out the turret. Now, it is going to be bottom lane CS versus top. Because at the moment, Morgan ahead by 20 CS himself, getting turret plating by himself too.
Yeah, but still, I feel like this does feel better on the side of Top Esports.
Okay.
Getting ahead your AD carry, getting 2 members ahead, it's going to unlock Yuyanja to go make plays on the rest of the map. And like we said, Morgan eventually is going to fall off, so WE are going to really need to use this window to try to create pressure with the Renekton.
And I guess with Top Esports as well, I mean, Jackie Love coming onto the roster means that, okay, well, we've got a star AD carry. We know what he can do when he's fed. We know what he does with the resources. Has started with the Berserker Greaves and Vampiric Scepter off that single back. So in a very fine position here, even though it is a 600 gold lead here for WE in Game 1. Not going to be pushing out this wave as well, picking up a bit of turret plating for himself too. Also has the blue buff, so it's going to be obnoxious for Teacher Ma to deal with.
Yeah, he's just going to be able to spam that Q, keep the waves pushed in, and constantly lean towards bot, which is what we've seen. And it's constantly zoning Jomung and Missing off of experience in CS.
Dude, look at Top Esports vision line though. I just noticed on the map. Control was exceptional here, just lines through the river. So, Beisheng, you're going to be spotted out whichever path he does go down, as vision priority now shifting towards the Rift Herald, which has just spawned.
And even looking towards mid lane, Knight just got a ward on the other side of his lane as well, so just staying protected in both sides. Now Missing is heading up though, so WE are going to be the ones to look for this Herald. And seems like Top are just too slow to react.
Yeah, Knight's still stuck in the mid lane. Getting carted away, Missing, making the roam as well. Jomung matching here. So WE, the commitment there. Jackie Love closely behind with Yuyanjia.
Yeah, but Top want to fight.
Uh-oh, Aphelios, he's going to be punched up, knocked back in and dead. Descent's going to land, but now WE have a man disadvantage. Sonic Wave to land, but I think Knight zoning them out means that it's going to be another death. Beisheng goes in, and WE just getting collapsed upon. It's the early game, but a full 5 versus 5 means WE are going to get slaughtered. The spear's in, Morgan trying, but now with nowhere to go, Morgan has jumped back in. I mean, that's great lyric, but the fight's already over. At least WE managed to trade it.
Yeah, 3 for 3, but Top still, you know, ending out the ones ahead, going to be able to pick up these waves. All starting with punishing Jomung's positioning.
But the problem is, Jackie Love has 3 kills. Let's look at it again, because it was a 3 for 4 with Top Esports putting out.
3 for 4, yeah, but they do punish Jomung's positioning initially with Yuyanja and Jackie Love following up. And then we just see Missing left in a horrible position. Morgan is the fed member of this team, so if you want WE to come out ahead, they really need him to step up. Has a ton of AoE, did get off that empowered Q. Still able to sit in the middle of the team. Is pretty disgusting, actually.
I mean, Morgan's turnaround here, I didn't give it enough praise. That was pretty sick.
Yeah.
For what was dire straits for the Renekton. So 2-1. Now the credit does go to WE just for finding something there at the end of the day. Now it is Jackie Love versus Morgan. I mean, this was set up in the early game and seems to continue forward as they're going to be matching each other for now.
Yep, looks like Top are going to keep their bot lane in the top side. They do want to get this Herald, ignoring the next Dragon coming up, but 369 is already starting that push in the bottom side, so W are going to lose out on some CS, and 369 still has TP.
Moving for this Herald, there's all four of them in front of it though. You can see Yu-Gi and Ja matching too as Morgan making the rotation, so this one just given away. As again, CS turret plating just given to the side of Top Esports too.
Yeah, like you said, just instead opting into winning out in gold, winning out in experience, but still WE get the objective, and they're going to be able to try and start opening up the map.
All right, if you're opening up the map here towards Morgan's side, are we going to give Jomong a bit more gold?
I would say you want to give Jomong a bit more gold. He really is going to be your carry in the later stages of the game. You're really going to need to rely on him to be your consistent source of DPS.
It doesn't put it down there and then. Jomong backing away from the wave as well for quick traders. Carson now going to be spotted out here. Good positioning here for WE. They're collapsing on him. Scatter the week there. Ragnarok burnt again. Carson looking for the turnaround, but I'm not sure as Knight's going to get Sonic waved. And has to back away as well. And just from that play, WE may have secured Dragon.
Yeah, Top spot lane is too far behind. If WE just rushes down, they're winning out so much on these objectives, getting Rift Herald uncontested, getting Dragon uncontested, and Top just kind of left with their hands in the air.
Spawns the Infernal Soul, and I mean, for WE, again, impressive play even in the E-Star series. Here, they're matching Top Esports quite well for what seemed like a doomed moment with Jackie Love beginning it off.
And it's really been off their shot calling and the performance from Beishang, especially having 100% kill participation, being able to find these opportunities, being able to get onto the objective first.
But now going aggressive is Top Esports. Seichima, luckily not there in time for the ward to be dropped down, but Top Esports still aggressing forward. Blue buff is going to be theirs, and you can see that tempo swings are going back and forth rapidly here in this game. Beishang about to make another one with Morgan in the top side.
Yeah, so still just splitting the map.
Oh, let's get the kill first. Kick in the wall. No, you don't have time to talk, Lyric. Sorry. TP going to be burnt as well, but it's too late. There goes the cannon for the third time.
Morgan is just so far ahead right now on this Renekton. Pretty much deleting him in a second. You didn't even get any chance to play-by-play that either.
No, I did not. Kicked against the wall really hurts here as WE going to put down the Herald while Jackie Love and Yu and Ja with Carter alongside him look for the turret push, but first turret is secured just like that. A 1k gold lead for WE, looking for the inner to get the further push. And
usually Gunblade is when Kennen would start bullying this matchup, but Morgan's going to be so far ahead, he's not going to have a good time in those side lanes.
There's a shove here as well. They probably could have tried for that one as Fate's Call is going to be used. Missing now in a bit of it as the box goes down over the wall. Cast the flash as well. He flashes, missing! The Dark Passage undertow going to come through, but no! Missing is such a good threat. He's just such a good player, man.
You committed 3 ultimates of Flash and an Ignite, and you still weren't able to secure that kill. So again, W just coming out ahead across the map.
That was beautiful, and you're right, the commitment here from Top to try and find that.
And think about it. It's 2 turrets to none right now. Sure, Top will eventually pick up that bottom turret. There are only 2 plates left, but the massive tempo swing for WE is going to be able to lead probably to either vision for the next Dragon or trying to create a play onto the mid lane.
And with the amount that played through top side, now WE have this big Renekton to play with, right? He's got a massive CS advantage, plus Black Cleaver and Tiamat with Merc Treads. So in a fine position for Morgan to try and carry this next upcoming fight.
And like we said, this was supposed to be favored for Top going into side lanes. But Kennen is not going to be able to win against Morgan anymore. Morgan can just keep pushing out this wave with his Tiamat roaming over to the team first. You can force out 369 TP easily, and you probably still should be able to come out in the fight.
You look towards those summoners available. Across the board, just pause though, because I see the gold that I was referring to before. And yep, it is matched by Top Esports, but a heavy chunk on WE. 560 here for the Croc. As Jackie Love now moves to the mid lane, we're getting to the point where Dragon's going to be up in 2 minutes. Jackie Love, who we were kind of putting a contrast on comparison rather, excuse me, has the Blade of the Ruin King now. So this Kalista versus this Croc. The next fight, I'm waiting for it to come through because we had early blood. We haven't slowed down. We've just been going for objectives instead.
I mean, this Croc is going to be much bigger right now. Bruiser's just having a lot higher base stats. He's quite tanky right now as well.
True. What do you think about Beisheng versus Karsa? Warriors has been completed here. Beisheng almost towards the Black Cleaver himself. Feels like Beisheng in a much better position.
The thing is, I don't think it matters too much who comes out ahead in that 1v1 because Karsa could just pop the Ragnarok and run away.
For a 1v1, Nora's the top lane here. Teachama underneath Kara. Unleashed power going to be used to deny 369, looking for his kill, and he finds it. Now kind of back into the game. His missing's caught out here. I don't think he can outplay this one. The rain goes in and he finally dies. Two-man Graviton from Joel Mung. And WE getting caught out here with the turnaround from the Moonlight Vigil. The Infernum is not enough damage at this point. And WE, that was top exposing.
Yeah, Hysterics, that was so massive. 369 committing that TP to the top lane to get a pick. And Top Esports bot lane just winning out in the straight-up 2v2. You lose nothing with Karsa picking up all that bot CS. Here we see it just, this is what happens when you draft a Blitzcrank. That always is a win condition with that hook.
It's always a pain to deal with. And from what Top Esports were lacking in that top solo lane, you can see now, 369 picks up a bit more gold. Knight as well. So for Top Esports, these elements are coming online faster. And WE making a crucial mistake that's now set them behind in tempo that we're talking so heavily about.
Yeah, and we are going to have that Dragon coming up right now. Strange thing is that Karsa's actually heading up towards his Gromp, so looks like Top don't even want to set up Vision, are just going to concede this, but 369 can just ignore this wave and start roaming down. They're just going to go for the Herald instead. Okay.
They hold vision control. You can see towards the top side. This lit up with blue wards, with giving 369 a free push up towards that inner wall. WE are going to trade it for the Infernal Dragon, leading towards an Infernal Salt. Why not?
The one thing I will give Top's choice to go for this Herald is you have no real good way of breaking open that mid lane turret against an Aphelios and Syndra when you have a bunch of low range and melee champions like the Echo, so you're really going to rely on the Herald to do that.
Which is now in the hands of Caster as well, by the way, so ability to do so. Also note that we're tracking Jackie Love's build. He's almost towards his second item there as well, in comparison to Joel Mung, who's only towards the Infinity Edge. So at this point, there's a bit of a lead here for Jackie Love over Joel Mung. Knight, meanwhile, pushing in the top side of the map. And I'm ready for Blood. Lyric, what the heck? Why is this now no Blood?
Because Top decided not to fight for that Dragon, knowing WE's comp is just stronger in the straight-up 5v5 right now. Instead, just opting to have Knight in the side lane, knowing he's going to win against Teacher Ma. And if they're going to win out, they need to keep Teacher Ma in the side lane, have Knight come over first, and force this numbers advantage fight, especially if he gets onto Aphelios. We talked about, that's all their late game DPS. Doesn't mean much right now because Morgan is still huge.
Oh, Teacher Ma has to flash though. Knight can do this. Ultimate available. Ult there. Yep. Easily done for another solo kill for the best mid laner who's never been to Worlds.
And a lot of people say Zoe's his best champion. I don't think so. This Echo is looking mean.
This is champion. WE now engaging through mid. They're going to lose turret, though. I thought Morgan figured he could turn the play, but Top Esports back away. Now they're in the gold lead here in this first game.
And this is great discipline we're seeing from Top. Not grouping up as a 5-man unit, pulling the members of WE apart, knowing they need to drop that Herald to take mid-turret. And now the map is open for the side of Top Esports.
Got a bottom lane turret to take as well. No one to contest. And blue buff yet again. Getting everything that they can out of one single play. Top Esports again. The play that we've seen is controlling this early game, and they have taken back control from WE.
And they've played this past 2-3 minutes so well, having their mid-3 match the pressure of their side lane, so WE can't just commit to one area to, abuse and overpush, and they do end up picking up all 3 turrets.
So that almost reset. 3 turrets when WE, it was 2-0 very earlier on. Also note that Knight has 2 items now. We're heading towards another Dragon, so very important to note that 2 items are pretty much all carries on the side of Top Esports, plus 369 on the way with the Blasting Wand. Is going to mean a lot coming up.
Especially for Knight. Echo's big power spike is once he gets that Lich Bane as well, just going so well with your passive.
Ability now to burst out. You talked about him on Joel Mong. Even Teacher Ma we saw in that top lane with a solo kill. Teacher Ma doesn't have any MR at this point. Whether that's a Banshee's Val on the way or not. Will it be there in time is the new question.
So the members we need to keep our eye on for Top Top Esports is Kalista and Echo.
Okay.
And for WE, it's still all about Morgan, right? He got all their resources. Maybe Beishang as well, if he can get in the backline and find a kick onto Jackie Love.
Because otherwise we get to the point where we have to start talking about Jolmong and Teacherma, right? The players who in the early game weren't focused because the lanes were pretty much sided towards top, as WE now caught out on the wrong side of the rift. Jolmong and Missing, looking for their escape path. With the help of Beishang, maybe they can get away. We talked about Beishang making a play as a level lead here, and Morgan joining in. Means Top Esports this time are going to scurry away themselves.
Yeah, but TES are going to be able to get that turret in the top side. They just leave Echo there. They don't have any real good hard engage options. Everything is a skill shot coming from their side. So when TES choose to do this, there's no real good play to make.
Forced to back away as well, even with the numbers advantage. 369 meanwhile absorbs resources. This is just building to a point where Top are going to be absolutely monstrous because of all this time spent in the side lane.
Right, it's great because they're staying so disciplined.
Yep.
And for WE, they're really going to have to rely on neutral objectives to try to pull Top Esports out of that cycle. But even next Infernal, maybe you feel fine giving up, saying, hey, it's not soul point. We're just going to keep finding gold and advantages across the map.
It's kind of funny because the style of WE where we see this roaming mid laner, where we see Teacherma help out the map, would have actually maybe made a difference here in this first game with the way Top Esports are playing it out.
We've actually seen this from WE quite a lot, where they continually draft compositions that don't have any hard engage. They keep going for that Galio comp with the Trundle in the jungle, relying all on Teacherma's Predator to get in there and get that Shield of Durant.
In a way, it's like when Teacherma falls behind, much like it is with RNG and EDG, you don't lose direction completely for WE, but you lose the reliability that WE have been winning games with. Teacherma coming in has a massive win rate on the side of WE. Since he's joined, it's been like 6 out of 9 Series 1 in the regular season.
So it does look like Top are gearing up to prep this Drake. This is where we need to see WE get in the game and find and engage onto someone like Jackie.
Shirelli is used, Beishang Sonic Wave, the Gravitum ulti misses here, now Yu Yuanjia forces the safeguard away. Scout of the Week is available, 2-man from Teacherma. There's Old Reliable, Fate's Call used by Jackie Love. The re-engage, yes, it's Yu Yuanjia, but that is a bit of a mistake. Unleashed Power, bit of an overkill, but it is still a kill for WE.
Yeah, WE still find the pick. Knight wasn't there.
Ooh. Okay, Scout of the Week once again. Teacherma does it once more. Jolmong flashes in. 2-man Gravitum. WE say go. Holy crap. Gets a double. Thank you so much.
And this is how bold you need to be when your comp doesn't have reliable engage. Jolmong showing up so massive in these playoffs, it's going to lead to a Baron.
Right now, I mean, I was looking down at my sheet of paper. I thought, no, okay, that's a pick. Where does WE go from here? Let's talk story. The story of this first game is WE fighting back. Now for Top Esports, a miracle.
We need to see Knight get in there and get the damage down.
Base dive, he doesn't make it over the wall. This is his champion, but it's secured by Teacherma. That was a horrible phase dive from a great player. Ooh. Flash away, Teacherma matches it. WE are out with the Baron on all 5 members.
And this is what it's about for WE. We saw the past few minutes, Top Esports were playing the map so well, but one big opportunity, that's all it takes you to get back into the game.
The retribution here for Top Esports, or rather the redemption prize, is going to be this Dragon. Nothing.
Yep.
Jolmong, man. I mean, whatever that was gorgeous.
It was amazing, and it all started off with WE finding the pick onto Yu Yuanjia, but they go for the re-engager, which is the confusing part, because look at your mini-map. Knight is not here, easily able to blow him up, but now keep your eyes onto Teacherma and Jolmong. Teacherma going to hit a very good Scatter of the Week off that hook, but Jolmong right now feeling bold.
Ooh. He's in a Aphelios, man. Doesn't even have Severum.
And we saw this the other day too, flashing forward so aggressively to find these kills. Again, look across their composition. Thresh with the hook, Sinjo with the Scout of the Week, Beishang having to jump in, get behind with the kick. Morgan same has to jump in to find that W. No reliable engage. You need to be decisive and make these bold calls to find those kills.
But again, to harp on WE against E-Stars, it was the bold, decisive calls that won them the series.
And that's what I love about WE. They draft these kinds of compositions that have very small windows they need to execute on. As an analyst, I always hate them, but they always execute so well, and they make them work.
In plays like that where they end up picking the Baron as well, now in the driver's seat once again, this has been shifting gears here in this first game. Getting a feel for both teams. And the feel of WE right now is pushing that to the limit, it seems. Turret's going to go down in the inner bottom side here. Knight's pushing top. Morgan going to respond to that. But another resource taken away with WE's Baron.
Yep, and now WE can just look to move over to the mid lane with Beishang already buffing up that wave.
Sir, we got another Infernal Dragon coming up. I know it might not be the most important thing right now because Baron's going to expire in 40 seconds. And for me, WE seem to have just taken it and gone, yep, cool. There's a Baron we maybe should never have gotten. They even out the game and they draw this one out longer as well.
That's the important thing to know, right? Gold is still relatively even. WE right now are ahead about 700. For top, they just need to commit to what they were doing before. Keep Echo in the side lane. Keep trying to find these advantages. Don't give WE the room to engage on your three-man core in the mid lane.
Because despite everything we've been talking about, Top Esports are still like ahead through individual lanes, right? Not throughout the game, but through individual lanes of Knight and also Jackie Love. There's a kill, there's the bounty. Knight almost has 300 CS at 26 minutes. Jackie Love's at CS a minute as well, just about here. 4-0-1 with the QSS now picked up. So these guys are big. That just means this next fight is going to be close as hell.
That it does, but still no Dragon for 2 minutes, but WE doing a good job of controlling vision in the enemy jungle. The name of the game is about finding picks for WE.
Look at where 369 is. He hasn't been spotted out. He has a flank. Beishang going in, looking for the kick here. Dark Passage there, but they pull in missing. 369 behind them, however, and so is Knight. They're in a choke. Parallel convergence. 369 looking for the stun, but won't find it. WE get low, has to burn, flashes to get out, and a heal from Jomung too.
In Top Esports, comp just feels so much easier to execute in this game, just being able to play out those side lanes and try to move first. Again, you're really relying on the skill of your individual players on the side of WE. We saw Beishang trying to find that kick that we'd already spoken about earlier, wasn't able to do it. You're against the Blitzcrank, able to just pull them back in, but luckily WE get out with no casualties.
Didn't have the flash available. Might have been a little bit easy to execute there against Yuya and Jia. Also note, Knight with the Rabadon's death cap. If he was able to get into that fight, it would have been all over as well. So at this point, again, Top Esports still with firm control. It's weird to say, both teams have firm control.
I don't think both teams can have firm control.
I think both teams have firm control. I think both teams are firm.
I think the map state is pretty even right now. We see WE continuously grouping up as a four-man unit, getting pressure together, trying to turn that into vision. And we can see on our maps that 369's pushing out the top side. Knight going to go catch the bottom wave, and that's how they're going to create their pressure.
Teachimar up here as well. We talked about the side lanes quite a lot here in this series. Game, I should say. Only the first game of the series, by the way. I think we got a fitting quarterfinals, honestly. Great way to start the game, but it ain't over yet. 30 seconds till the Infernal Dragon spawns. Things now going down, and it'll be all about that vision now coming back.
Like you said before, Knight right now is so massive with that death cap. I think when we saw before, he had about 450 AP.
Yeah.
Has the Lich Bane as well, so going to do so much damage just from his 3-hit passive. And when enemies are below 30% HP, don't forget the W passive as well. He's going to be hitting like a truck and be very easy to execute members of WE.
Oh, Shirley's referee again, though, from WE. 5-man now grouped up. Now, Top Esports have left Jackie Love in the mid lane. This Dragon is going to go down quick. And Top are just not in position.
No. Would have been nice if they had 369 at base to find a flank.
He's there waiting for the TP. Top Esports maybe not caring about the Dragon, just going to go forward anyway. Hook doesn't find it, is given over to Teachimar, but WE can just back away. That's fine.
Yeah, TES were not ready for that at all. Should have already had 369 in the fountain looking for that flank. We can see on the minimap they had wards set up behind the Dragon, but instead they're going to peel towards the Baron, and they do have a Callista.
So it's going to go down crazy. As 369 again, that TP to get into the fight. Level 15 versus Morgan, level 16, who's in the bottom lane as well. This is getting rushed, and WE need to get in fast.
And one thing to note is Jackie Love does have that Mercurial Scimitar, so if CC does land on him, he should be able to get out scot-free.
5K moving away. Morgan comes in fast. TP behind, though, but will the bottom lane survive? Knight gets the kill onto the FLS, and WE with another disadvantage of 369. Lights up everyone into the fight. Top Esports seemingly good as Morgan's trying to kill Jackie Love, but he can't. And Top Esports are dealing with goods here. Goods that WE don't understand.
TES executing their comp perfectly, especially Knight finding his way into the backline, deleting Jomung right away, and that's all of your consistent DPS for the side of WE.
Now back to the Baron here. WE have 3 members. Teachman with a TP, but now the miracle has to come from WE.
They need to watch out, though. Of course, Beishang on the Lee Sin does have that execute on his Q.
Peeling off because members are too low. So the fight goes to top, but the Baron does not.
Yeah, and we see here Knight finding his way around. Actually, Yu Yanji getting pulled in, but great job just getting right on top of Jomung, ulting out. And now we see 369 coming on from the backside. Lets all the other members of Top Esports focus onto Morgan. Jackie Love having enough damage and sustain to kite that out. But
USS,
still,
yeah.
WE are on soul point.
They are. So that's the next condition we're going to look out for. We're at a similar point yet again. Fight win, but gold dead even here at 30 minutes in the game. 18 kills in total here. Highlights for Top Esports on the left side of your screen. Jackie Love with 37% damage. I mean, there's a very fed Callista, and Knight's fed as well. His goal difference with Teachman at 3K at this point in the game. But WE, definitely not out of this just yet. Heading up towards a Baron. Again, the dance will start once more.
The thing for WE, though, is positioning, vision control, getting that Infernal Soul. All of these things are so important for their composition. If Knight and 369 find the flanks, it's going to be so easy for Top Esports to come out ahead in this fight.
Oh, they're starting it. They've gone over the wall. They don't know what's being done. Nope. You can see this Observer is now standing into vision. This is where things get real. TP to use as well, but 4K. Lyric, Yu Yanji has stolen Beishang into it as well, into GA. They're going to take it down. They've taken the support as well, but Knight helping get the Baron and zoning them away. Top Esports with the numbers disadvantage on top of the Lee Sin kick there on 369. The parallel conversion's doing its work though. These fights are messy, but Jomung's trying to carry it as Morgan now finally joins with the dominance available. Knight getting poked down without the ulti. Teachman on the chase as well. The Time Winder slows them down. But now Top Esports just have to get on out, and with the Baron, I think it's fine.
Yeah, Top Esports are feeling great with that Baron. Doesn't look like they knew that Morgan actually wasn't in the fight because they probably could have just turned and then secured the Baron. Yu Yanji going down early and then leaving Top Esports at a numbers disadvantage. But still, 3 members with Baron is huge, especially the fact that one of your side laning champions does have it.
I mean, we saw the last Baron from WE taken. They weren't able to do too much with it, but you talk about the composition from Top Esports, what they can do with this Baron. Even though 369 doesn't have it, is going to be pretty big. So, still no gold lead, but we'll see how that changes heading towards Seoul, heading towards the use of this Baron buff for 2 minutes.
We do see that 369 now does have the Void Staff, so just going to shred through all that magic resist from people like Morgan on the side of WE. Actually confusing that we don't see Top even looking to set up their top wave.
They don't care about it. They see red and they're like, oh, that's us. Minions are channeling in. Pings are going down. WE know that this is going to be channeling towards the base, but Morgan might be caught on out here. Phase dive at the ready. Caster gets to slow down, but he's just able to slice and dice away. But Top do have positioning in the river.
And I guess Dragon is up now, but it would have been nice to see someone from Top set up that top wave for a slow push, but they're going to have first track on Dragon, and right now it's all about 369 and Knight's positioning to find these flanks.
You can see Beishang wants to start it off though as well. Yu Yanji getting poked down now. He's been caught out a couple of times here. He's the one zoning as Dragon just going to be started here, and WE can't get in time. It's the Olaf who takes it away now. Top Esports on Seoul point. And WE just back away. They're like, let's go mid. While Top are like, let's go bot.
I love it. Our first game of this quarterfinal, we already have a pseudo base race, but actually TES are like, wait, we don't need a base race. We have Baron recalls. And actually, they don't have Baron recalls, it looks like.
Nope. Only a couple of them do. Meanwhile, Knight and Jackie Love pushing up. Inhibitor turret under fire. It is a bit of a pseudo base race. Knight sticking around, but inhib turret, the call from WE. Concise.
That's a big win for WE, getting an objective they honestly shouldn't have.
Knight has to use the chrono break, but WE, if they get caught out here, it might not be worth it. Yu and Ja on the chase, but slowed down here with the overdrive, so that's a win for WE.
Yeah, and we take those. That's great for WE. TS are the ones with the Baron. They should not be losing inhibitor turrets, but still making a weird decision, just commit everyone to the Baron, then turning towards the side lane. And they didn't even get the inhibitor turret themselves.
No, Knight pressed up. He got a bit of damage on it. You can see it's low, but not taking it down because those regen is going to be costly for Top Esports, but they're still pushing mid. They don't have a Baron anymore, but they do have the pressure available. Inner turret goes down, missing here with a flank hook. Starts the Ragnarok. An ultimate down that Castle will need.
Still picking up that turret is going to feel nice. And the next objective we're looking towards is probably... Actually, Dragon and Baron probably going to come up around similar time. So I expect the map state to revert back to what we've already been seeing with... We've said it so many times now, right? Both solo laners in the side lanes.
Yeah. That's insane. Insane to think about. You know Knight has a Magi's.
Yes, I did know that.
All items, Magi's complete.
He's really big right now. Echo scales very well. Does
Yep.
very good in the late game. Going to burst out Teachima or Jomang if he gets on top of either of them.
I mean, I feel like at points in this game he's been at the Flame Horizon, but he's edgy on that once again. He almost has 400 CS at 35 minutes. He's ahead of the clock. And Jackie Love, pretty much there too.
But, I mean, on the side of WE, you really have no one who could answer him in that side lane. Someone's going to have to just lose out on CS and experience or just wait by the inhibitor turret like we see Teachima doing now. You definitely can't walk up in that lane or you're just dead.
Yeah, playing it super respectfully though. It's good to see here from the mid laner of WE.
Not respectfully, right.
Playing it right. It is respect as well though, is it not?
True.
Yeah, see?
I guess he's not disrespecting, therefore it is respectful.
It is respect. Attaboy. There we go. What's annoying me is Teachima keeps flipping around Banshee's Vow and Morella Nomicon quite a lot, actually. Maybe that's like a little pet thing that he likes to do.
We do see Teachima almost at the death camp.
That's true. It would be 4 items then as well as Shirelia's Reverie. Beishang wants to go in on that, but won't find the distance in time. Top Esports, they're paying the respect this time as here we go. We're looking at another solo lane, but they've joined up.
Yeah, this is pretty strange, actually. We haven't seen a play like this. Just going to push it out and then leave.
Okay. Top lane, meanwhile, there's a slow push, I guess.
The thing I like about it is actually the fact that both of them pulled WE over to that side of the map, which let the members of TS move over. They didn't even get vision control, no scuttle up yet. Oh, now it is. Carson getting lucky, going to be able to pick that up.
All right.
Ooh, sneaky.
Still here. Morgan into a trap. Parallel convergence to flash away with dominance here. 2 versus 1 and slicing Maelstroms there as well, but TP being matched. Here comes Teachima. 369 is just going to be abandoned. This play actually just went down the drain.
Honestly, I'm not even sure why you need to look for this play, but still, Top Esports feeling very creative. They aren't able to do it. Just look how tanky Morgan is.
That's a 50-second death timer. Baron's up. Dragon as well in a minute. Now he has TP to set up for that one.
And you don't need reliable engage if you can start the objective and make TS come into you. Oh my god, Top don't care.
Well, Knight's still here. Bit of damage still there. Knight does the phase dive with the parallel convergence and now inhibitor exposed. He has the ulti available. He's going to have to use it at some point soon. Morgan still does a heck of a load of damage, but Knight backing away. Now that he's that low, can he TP in? No. Teachima, Banshee's Veil stops the engage with the rocket grab. Over the wall, they're tracking this jungle Casa. As over the wall, he now needs to go. The ultimate, the unleashed power is there, but he's zoned away as well. WE get Baron, and Top are playing with magic they don't understand.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what this shot calling is coming out from TS. We were heralding Jackie Love's world champion shot calling.
At least Knight is like, okay, if I'm going to do this, if I'm too low to come in the fight, I am going to get another turret. As now the pick potential. Top Esports are playing game of League of Legends that's either 5-head or 3.
Definitely doesn't look 5-head, and now W going to be able to move towards this dragon. Both teams are on soul point, though.
Collapsing on in. Look at what we got to play with. 5 versus 5 in front of the pit. Jomong now has GA as well.
Yeah, for the side of WE, both of their carries are massive. Teachima right now having that Rabadon's, Jomung almost being full build. We need to keep our eyes on both of them.
Oh, Yuan Jia misses though. Death Sentence doesn't connect. Slowed down by Teachima. Over the wall. Are they going to get it? No, just give it over. Infernal Soul now complete here. Flashes over the wall. The Fate's Call used. Beichung on the hunt. Top Esports have to get the heck out of Dodge. And WE just say go. Top Esports League.
And Asterix, I don't understand why we don't see TES playing through all 3 lanes, instead looking for these really cheeky plays in the bottom lane. Sure, they were able to pick up some inhibitor turrets, but WE should be able to pick up an actual inhibitor.
All 5 members channeling down mid. This is one of the strangest, best, and worst games.
They have Infernal Soul, Hysterics.
Because they just said, let's go. Well, Lyric,
oh my God.
There goes Inhibitor.
Well, there's nothing TS can do from this position.
Yep.
We talked about it's all about pulling WE across the map. WE don't need to be pulled across the map. They can group up as 5. They can buff those minions. They can take the inhibitor. And in 5 minutes, we have Elder.
Okay. Let's see what happens then, eh?
Gold still even across the board, though.
It must be hell for you, man. Because I'm to make heads or tails of this is quite interesting for me. But for you, might be a bit of a nightmare.
I mean, the thing is, TS's comp has such a straightforward identity, and we don't see them playing to those strengths.
Apart from Knight, I guess, you know, with the play towards the turrets, which in a way kind of costs them towards Baron anyway. But
we actually see him going for a backdoor in a sense. Going
open
to pick up those
inhibitors, man. He's going to be spotted on a ward. Now, WE, remember, have Baron back for 30 seconds, so they can match him. Right now, no one seems to be backing. They're going to make the base race call. Knight doesn't have a minion wave to work with either. So this is going to be another exposed inhibitor, and with Aphelios, these go down fast. In fact, the push for the end. Knight still hasn't recalled. He doesn't have TP. It's a slow back. WE moving on to Nexus turrets. This is not the call from top. Caster focused out. The damage there, and he's dead. WE with the man advantage. Knight has now backed. Nexus turret number 2 has not been touched yet. Can top defend?
No, they have no wave clear.
Flash forward from missing. Knight still has the ulti. 5 versus 4. Yuan Jia pulls in Morgan as 369 is denied with the kick. Nexus exposed. WE. Game 1 is theirs because top tried to make a call.
I just want to know if this